There you are. All right.
We seem to have problems with our internet connection. That could well be my side of things. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. We are much better now. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's start again then. Essentially, we're going to have a chat about entrepreneurial mindset, entrepreneurial spirit to do with entrepreneurs. Now, you teach entrepreneurship at a university in Texas. You're an assistant professor teaching entrepreneurship in general, and I understand that the mindset part is really important to you. It's something you're very passionate about teaching.
One of the biggest problems I find with when you tell people you teach entrepreneurship and all the rest of the stuff, the immediate thought is to go to you teach people how to start a business. And that's not the mindset. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to start a business. Entrepreneurial mindset is the ability to identify problems, come up with solutions, and go through the process of, is this viable? What's the return on investment? And how do I turn this solution into something executable that may warrant a new business? It may also, most of the time, just warrant a process improvement for that business. So a young person looking at the entrepreneurial mindset, the employable skill is your ability to find problems and solve them, whether you're doing it for yourself in your own business or whether you're working for someone and being a problem solver. That's a very employable skill, but it's a unique ability to see something that most people just walk by every day.
So this problem solving is a mindset. It's entrepreneurs having the mindset of being a problem solver, not being a business builder. Is that
Right.
Is that part of it?
Yeah, I bet a lot of people that have started a business, grown a business, and they keep working their business, and that's fine. But in my opinion, a true entrepreneur is going to start something, build it with the view to selling it, getting out and moving on and doing something else, because the excitement to a true entrepreneur is not the 50-year-old journey of running a business. It's I found a problem, I came up with something, some solution that was exciting, we implemented it, now the fun's gone. It's now a job. I don't want a job. I want to go and solve another problem. So it's the catch-22.
I get that completely, Kevin. I mean, you've really, in a nutshell, you defined my career, where when I started my first business, I went on with my business partner to run it and to grow it for a while, but I really didn't like the growth part of it. The lots of people, having to manage people, HR, and I eventually said to my business partner, I'm really not enjoying this. I'm going to start something else. And I did learn when I started the next thing that as soon as, well, it was a couple down the line, as soon as one started to be successful again, or at least to grow, I thought, I'm out of here. This isn't for me.
Entrepreneurs, I think, are inherently fidgety. We take on too much because we think we can solve all the problems. We don't really understand how to say no, because no means I don't have a solution, and that's not true. I have a solution. You may not want to hear it, but that's the frustration. The enjoyment is you find things and you see things that so many people don't see. I'll drive down the road and I'll say to my wife, look at that business. It's got a going out of business sign. And she was like, okay. I'm saying, I wonder why it's going out of business. What would succeed there? I wonder why. I wonder if we talk to them, maybe it's just something internal. Maybe it's someone died. And her mind is, it's a business going out of business. Who cares?
So it's your curiosity that is the entrepreneurial mindset there. It's curiosity as much as anything.
One of my favorite videos to share with my students is from the Ted Lasso series when he's playing darts. And it all comes down to, I tell my students, I want you to take, if nothing else from this class, learn to be curious, question everything. Why is it that way? When I do my study abroad trips, I take my students from Texas and I put them in Scotland or in Athens or in downtown London. And I say to them, now look at this culture, this society. How are they solving problems? Look at the businesses they do. Look at the way they do the businesses. Simple things like look at the way they repair the road. In Texas, if you dig in your hole, you've shut down half the road, you put barriers up because we have all these regulations.
Yeah.
You go to Athens and they're fixing a manhole. There's a guy standing there, and if you're driving down the road, you're going to run him over. It's a regulation thing. So it's a different society.
Yeah.
So I tell the students, look at what they're doing, and then ask yourself the question: would that work in Texas? If it does, what can we do with it? If it won't, why not? What is the difference?
That's really interesting that your students, by understanding different cultures and going to different places and seeing with their own eyes some of the problems that are existing,
Right.
then having the mindset to go, can I bring that sort of solution back to Texas? Is there a problem similar where I live that people haven't tried to sort out?
I think it's the opportunity to put them into an unrestricted thought process.
Yeah.
When we went to Athens, I took 6 students to Athens last year, May. We met with a guy, an organization arranged for us to meet with a client that there was 4 guys that drove taxis. And my students, through a translator, had 4 days to interview the client, determine what their problem was, come up with a solution, and propose the solution. That client had a mentor that was going to work with them. So what we proposed, they would have someone that would guide them and keep them on track. But my students had to figure out, what is the real problem?
Yeah.
They wanted the client said, we want an app. We want to be able to get away from using Uber and those because they take too much of our money. We want to be able to work less and take time for vacation, but our business mustn't shut down. How do we fix this?
Yes. Yeah.
And we distilled it all the way down, and the students eventually proposed using Linktree with a QR code on the back of the headrest so that they can keep the client's attention in the car while they're in the ride. They can scan the Linktree, meet the driver. Here's a recommended restaurant. Here's different things. Keep their attention in the car instead of the person just getting in the car, playing on the internet, on their phone, on social media. They're going to do it anyway. Give them something to do. And that kept them there. Now they can say, let's bring in a new driver because we're getting more referrals from our Linktree, not through the app.
That's really creative.
But they came up with that over 4 days with a language barrier.
Yeah.
So we met with a client, and then in the afternoons and the evenings, we would walk around the streets of Athens and talk. And that was our brainstorming time. And we would have, our code was, anybody want to go for ice cream? Yes, let's go for ice cream. We'd walk around Athens, get ice cream, and walk around and talk to the locals. Then after we did that, we went to one of the Greek islands and we stayed at an Airbnb. And the students were saying, that Airbnb sounds like a really good business. What would it take to buy a place here and run an Airbnb? Let's look at that. We went and looked at houses. We talked to a real estate agent. But this was their unlimited creative thinking that was opened up. The possibility thinking was opened up because nobody was saying, that's unrealistic. You can't do that.
No,
What do you
it's
think?
the entrepreneurial mindset. it's properly the entrepreneurial mindset there. You're not
Exactly.
forcing them to find problems to solve. You're putting them in an environment to make them aware, and they're identifying things that could be done better or could be done differently.